touring with the belly dance superstars acted as a springboard for me to also go on my own touring. So I've been all over the United States and back to Europe, and also Asia and Mexico, and some of these sites were really jaw-dropping as I was traveling through these places. I've seen, the Eiffel Tower and a little village in Tijuana, and these relaxing, gorgeous hot springs in Taiwan, and beautiful temples in Korea, and all these things are so moving when you're traveling and you're doing what you love at the same time. I spend most of my days in tears just with joy at seeing these incredible exotic lands. And then combined with the cross-cultural exchange, it's really phenomenal, because you go to these foreign lands and then you meet women, you barely speak a common language, and then you find out that you have this really intense commonality of belly dance. So you share all this vocabulary in common, and you share all this interest in common, and without even having the words, you're holding up this hip scarf or this CD, and everyone's nodding and getting excited like they have some kind of common bond over these items. So it's so emotional, and to cross the seas and go to the other side of the world and meet women who are just moved by it to the same degree that I am, and then they take the time to take my classes and to so respectfully, study so clearly what it is that I hope to offer. It always has me crying by the end of the event, and usually they are too, and it's an incredible job to have. So some of the challenges I've encountered while being on tour belly dancing have been physical challenges, really. It's really important as a belly dancer to practice good posture, like we talked about on the video today, because it can protect your lower back and work your core and all of that, so it's good for fitness. But it's really important to understand as an artist what the line is between good pain and bad pain. And this is a line I've really been staring at and trying to figure out, what it's all about recently. And I've been telling my students lately that, any kind of pain you're going to recover from, like if it's sore muscles or aching or stuff that you can fix with like a hot bath and rest, then it's worthwhile and you should push through the pain. But if it's something that's going to actually hold you back from dancing, like cause an injury that causes something permanent where you won't be able to necessarily dance again or do a certain movement again, then obviously you're going to want to pay attention. And on the tour, when I tour, it becomes sometimes very challenging, because when you combine belly dancing with commercialism and mainstream elements like television or touring on a really heavy schedule, then it becomes like you don't get to do the process of necessarily transforming yourself fully into this person, into this dancing character. So as we're charting this path, it's really hard to keep this balance, because I found myself like on tour, for instance, with the Belly Dance Superstars, doing a different city every night, and sometimes putting our makeup on a moving bus, and just really, really difficult situations where, if you incur an injury, you still have to keep dancing, and it becomes very, very difficult. And when I do have the time, what I like to do and what I like to encourage is really taking time before you perform to get yourself into the right state of mind, playing music that might inspire you, watching videos that might inspire you, really treating your costumes with good sacred energy. You can incense them, you can take a nice long bath. These things are all important. They're not indulgent. They're very important to getting yourself connected with who you are, so that you can express and so that you can have things flow through you naturally. So that's the challenge, I think, right now as we bring belly dancing into the mainstream, is to keep its essence, which is strong female power, which includes wellness and includes the sensual pleasures and the sensuality of the dance. So I'm really looking forward to continuing to figure out that balance for myself and encouraging it in my students and in the other artists that are in the industry.